What if chasing more views is the reason your channel isn't growing? A lot of us chase the numbers and we try to find the big numbers, the views, the comments, the shares, like the likes, all these things that we want. We want huge numbers on every video we do. So we're chasing them. But the reality is those don't matter unless they're the right views. If there's just a bunch of people watching your videos that don't, care about what your video is really about or what your channel's about, then the reality is they don't matter. And in fact, most of those people will just be impressions and they won't even click on it. But sometimes you can get some videos that go viral and they reach a wider audience, but it's not necessarily the right audience. I've personally had videos that got a whole lot of views and they blew up pretty quickly within a few months, but there wasn't very much engagement. I didn't have a lot of comments on it. There weren't a lot of subs. I have one video in particular that I grew to like 30,000 in the first 2 months. And it's kind of sad how little amount of subscribers came from the 30,000 views. I think I only got probably 120 subscribers from 30,000 views in 2 months. So you can have videos that grow big and hit some sort of virality, and that's great. And it feels good. It's awesome to look at those numbers. But if you're not having the right audience that didn't really care about the rest of your channel, then it's not really valuable to what you're doing and what you're wanting to grow on YouTube. And on the other hand, I've had a number of videos that got very low views, like under 200 views, that have had a ton of engagement. A couple of them had probably 10 to 15 subscribers come from those videos. And they had, 12, 15, sometimes 20 comments on those videos. And so there's a lot of engagement around these videos that are only getting a few hundred views. And I would venture to say that that's more important because it's the right audience. It's the right people who want to engage with my content, want to engage with what I'm doing and who I'm trying to reach on YouTube, and they're actually fitting in that mold. That's who they are. I'm talking to the right people in those videos. So really, when you think about it, growth isn't about reaching more people, it's about reaching the right people. So when you're thinking about the growth of your channel, think about who you really need to reach, not just reaching people in general. It's about the right people that you're going after, and make sure that that's the focus of all your videos and your entire channel. I mean, it makes me think of like if you were speaking, like let's say you had a speaking engagement on stage. I mean, would you rather be in front of 10,000 people or a packed room that just kind of ignores you? I don't know if you've ever spoken on stage. I've spoken a few times, probably the most people around 300, 350 people. And I have been in the situation where I'm speaking through something and it seems like no one's paying attention and they're just zoning out, or they're ignoring you, or maybe they're paying attention, but there's not really any feedback, like verbally or even, on their faces or anything like that. And for me, like that gets in my head. It's something that like, I don't like that. I want to feel the engagement. So like, if I think about packing a room full of people that are just going to kind of ignore me or just sit there and listen to me, I would rather be in a small room with 10 people who are engaged with what I'm talking about, who are willing to learn, are wanting to, take what we're talking about and discussing and move forward with it and get better at it. And so that's kind of how I'm viewing YouTube right now. And I think that's something that you can do when you're starting out. And even if you have hundreds of subscribers, I think this is a good process to go through, is just thinking about talking to a few people that that they're going to take your message, they're going to look at it, they're going to add it to their workflow or practically engage with it. And that's who you want to be talking to. And I do think YouTube rewards that. I've seen that in other channels and in my channel a little bit now that I'm starting to get in some traction. They reward it because the right people watch longer in your videos. So there's a number of different things we can talk about as far as what makes a video work and be successful in the algorithm. But one of that is audience retention. And if you get the right viewers, let's say you don't get 10,000 viewers, but you get 200 viewers or views on the video or whatever, but they're watching the majority of your video, like that's going to start to snowball because YouTube's going to start pushing that to the other people that fit that demographic, that fit those, audience lookalikes, if you will. And so you want the right videos, or you want the right viewers, because they're going to watch the majority of your video. So I would say don't chase viral videos. Don't try to chase all the hacks and the virality of what we're trying to learn here on YouTube. Go after the right people, be helpful to those people, and don't worry about getting these massive numbers of views when you're starting out on YouTube. There are a few times where YouTube channels do grow quicker, and they might grow in 3 to 6 months and become a part of the YouTube partner program and be making money and growing and get to 10, 15, 20,000 plus subscribers in that amount of time. And I think that does happen, but it's actually rare. I think the majority of channels take 6 to 12 months just to even get to 500 subscribers or more. And so don't look at some of those successes and just write off what you're doing. Think about the right people, be helpful to those people, and engage with them and try to get the right viewers. I'd take 100 aligned viewers over 10,000 random ones any day.